Should you go with a Bahco? Should you go with the Silky? Questions, decisions, so much going on. What's up guys, Dan here, Coalcracker, Bushcraft. That's right, today we're going to be talking about folding saws. Now, folding saws should be part of every woodsman's arsenal, for sure. I mean, they are very valuable tools, and this is coming from the guy who's like, knife, axe, and I go on and on with that. But having a folding saw does make life a little bit easier at times, especially when it's just small little branches. It's quick, it's easy. If you're cutting a lot, very quick, very effective to have one of these guys in your kit. But here's the thing, if you're gonna buy one, you don't want any junky hardware store ones. We don't want Harbor Freight ones. You don't want to go get like a pruning type folding saw. You want to get one of the two. That's either a Silky or a Bahco, and these two are almost like Rocky and the Russian fighting. Listen, here's the thing, I don't have preference over one or the other. I have a lot of time behind both of these blades, so that's what I want to share with everybody, my experience behind them, to help sway you in one way or the other. Okay, so easiest way to do this, we're just going to run back and forth on both of these saws, okay? I'll give you some high points, no specific order whatsoever. So looking at both of these saws, if you come to any of my classes or you go to a camp somewhere, you're probably going to see equal amounts, okay, of these. Now, here's the thing, the Bahco saws, okay, this is called the Laplander. This is like their outdoor saw. All their other folding saws are pruning saws. So that's a downfall, because the Silky saws come from small like this all the way up to these big, I think they're 3 foot long that open up to like 6 foot saws. I mean, they are insane. So Silky has a lot more options for the outdoor goer, which is good, because if you're looking for something very specific for your kit, small to large, they probably have it. So Silky wins in that category. Now, as far as the grip and the way just the saw feels itself, they're even to me. And again, I have used, you could see on my Bahco here, I mean, you can see I used this so hard that it wore off all the coating. So I have really put a lot of time in behind this, and this is my second Silky already that I own. Okay, so as far as grip, the same. All right, wet, cold conditions, the same. Even though this is rubberized, the same. All right, so you get my point there. All right, opening power, I think Silky got it, and definitely won. They have a press button in the back that you don't have to use a finger. You can use like the palm of your hand or whatever to get this thing unlocked. The Bahco, on the other hand, has this like push button right here, so you do have to use a finger. So with big heavy gloves, might be a problem, but I work with this all the time. I've never had an issue with that overall, but they sort of sneak ahead a little bit there. Okay, so the Silky saw blade itself, okay, versus the Bahco blade. This is where the saws shine or not shine. This is really it, okay? So with the Silky saw blade, you're gonna notice that it is just stainless steel, and then the Bahco saw blade has a coating. I'm assuming that this is some type of stainless steel too. I'm not 100% sure on that, but no coating allows us to throw sparks off the back of this. So you can get a piece of quartz or flint and hit this, you will throw sparks, and this is a sharp edge on the back, so you can very quickly and easily strike a ferro rod. Like it's awesome. With this special coating on here, you can't throw sparks, and you can scrape this, but it's just not as sharp of a scraper as this one, okay? So that's a little bit of a downfall. Now, with the blades themselves, Silky does make a variety of different blades that are readily available on Amazon to swap out. So this is, I'm gonna say they're like medium blade. You can get a fine tooth blade and an extra fine tooth blade. So if you're into like trap triggers and you're making a lot of like fireboards for friction fire and stuff like that, you can change this saw blade out or carry them along with you and swap them out in the field, which is a really nice feature. The Bahco saw blade is what it is. So moving on with the saw blade, the cutting action of the blade itself, super important. All right, so here's my experience. The Silky out of the box cuts better than the Bahco, but the Bahco holds its edge extremely better than this, okay? The teeth on this one, if you hit rocks or you're down low and you're cutting in the dirt, it seems like it wears out, and you could break teeth off this a lot quicker than this thing, okay? Which, depending on what you're gonna be doing, you're gonna be using a lot of finesse, and you're gonna be cutting things and taking your time, bushcraft style, or you're gonna be like working out of the back of an ATV and just cutting through stuff and making camp, then you're gonna wanna go with something like this, a little bit more robust that you can really beat up. Now, moving on with those blades, okay? You're gonna notice two things. With the Silky blade, okay, if you bind it up or you're cutting too fast and it pinches and you push too hard, you're gonna break it. You can see the tip of mine here is broke right off, okay? The Bahco literally just bends. Okay, I have bent this saw every direction imaginable. You grab your pliers and you can literally just bend it back. I have not had, look at how beat up this thing is, I have not had one of these ever break. It's not saying you can't break it. I'm sure somebody out there can break it, but the point being that these things, they just bend in all different directions, and you literally just bend the thing back and you're good, whereas this one is gonna break. So if you're gonna be in the backcountry for a long time using the saw and this thing breaks, you're shit out of luck. This, on the other hand, you can bend back and start to utilize again. Plus, this thing's gonna stay sharper, in my opinion, a little bit longer than this one. Now, you might be wondering, how do I break saw blades and why is this blade so beat up? So this one literally hangs in our side-by-side here at the school property. I use it, my son uses it, all the instructors use it, and we do everything imaginable with it, to digging roots, cutting roots. It's more like a utility type saw at this point for us, to get down there if we have clearing out camp or clearing out brush. So that's why it's so beat up. So these hold up really, really well. This saw, on the other hand, this stays more in my bushcraft bag because of the fact that when I bring this out, I'm generally taking my time, other than this one single time that I broke it. I'm generally taking my time and I'm cutting notches and carvings and stuff like that. So I'm fine with this. Plus, this is a little bit smaller, so it fits in my haversack and saves a little bit of room. Alright guys, so there you go. That is today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you can narrow down your choice to a good folding saw. Enjoy it during the summer months. You know, the weather's starting to change and we're all going to be outside even more than we already are. So get out there, enjoy it. Also, check us out at coalcrackerbushcraft.com. You can also hit subscribe and like below. I'd really appreciate that. And then until the next video, stay in the woods.